Hey Ken, you got to see a couple of young guys the past 2 weeks get some extensive snaps, and Miles Adams and John Reed. What have been your thoughts on the way that those two have played and handled their first regular season action?
I thought, and I'm sure you watched it too. I thought Miles did a really good job stepping in. You can tell he's really technique sound. He's built differently than the other guys, so he has a really good base, really good leverage, and he's always right in his technique. So really like his style, really like his focus. He's pretty serious about what he does, and I think he showed well for himself. And Reed, there's no question, in that position, the fire is on you really quick. And I think that there's no question that you can see early on that you can't go out there not ready. But he certainly was out there battling, really liked his fire and his fight, and he didn't back down to anybody. In that position, playing corner, you got to have a lot of confidence. You have to have some stickiness, and you have to have a short memory. And he's a guy that was certainly battling and fighting.
Jen?
Questions about Detroit. It looks like Amon-Ra St. Brown has become a go-to for Jared Goff. On film, is that a chemistry thing, or is there a skill set that stands out with him?
He's pretty good. I think that anytime you play in the league, I think every week we're playing really good receivers. If you make it to this level, I've always thought that you should be pretty good across the board. Speed, hands, skill set, really able to run particular routes and run the whole route tree. So to see a guy like that and the way he's been able to play, I'm not surprised. We expect the very best each and every week. So we have a challenge in front of us.
And with the commitment to the running game and DeAndre Swift, how do you slow down a team that wants to pound it the whole time?
Well, across the board, I mean, everybody wants to establish a run. I think most times, when you have a team that has a play action, you want to establish the run. So it's always stop the run, and then everything kind of runs around that. So they want to run, and we want to stop the run. That's one of the things we do very well. So it's best on best, and we'll see what happens.
Bob?
Yeah, Ken. I imagine all your years playing with Dallas and the 49ers and stuff like that, you had a few encounters with John Madden. I was just wondering if anything really stood out to you about any of those.
John, growing up in L.A., I was a Raider fan when they came to Los Angeles, and we lost the Rams at the same time. But he certainly is, someone that you think of football in the early days when I first got started watching as a youngster. Just his energy, his passion, his ability to work with players. Players really played hard for him. Every time when I worked with the Raiders, I got a chance to meet him. I got a chance to talk to a lot of players who played with him and for him, and it's just amazing that just the impact he had on the player-coach relationship. They really wanted to play hard for him. Everybody loved him. And from a coach standpoint, when you have the team able to to touch their buttons and play hard and run through a wall for you like he had, that's magic.
John Boyle?
Bob took my question, but just going off the Madden thing, for the impact he had in the game, it seems like every generation knows him for something different, whether it's coaching or broadcasting or now the video game. Just how unique is he in terms of how many different people he's touched in the NFL?
There's no question. From the coaching standpoint, from a playing standpoint, from the ability to play the Madden game, and from the broadcasting, he's done everything. I mean, he's been the very best at 3 or 4 different careers, and he's been able to impact everyone so positively. I mean, no one says anything bad about him. So for me personally, I can only speak personally. He's been an inspiration. He's been someone that is really, you kind of hold up as something you aspire to be like. Really smart. He stood on the sideline and did the very best. He was in the broadcast booth and was the very best. He loved playing the Madden game, is the very best. It was always the best with him, and that's always something to strive for. He's made a quite impact on my life as far as trying to be the very best at something.
Greg?
Ken, what's the biggest thing for next year that your defense could improve to really turn the season around?
I think that obviously the guys are playing really well now. I think that if I look at this year and even last year, I think it's the early start. I think it just getting off to a stronger start as far as passing yards. I think everything is about total yards. We've been outstanding in situational ball, but I think just coming out to shoots really, really strong. I think it's very important that we get some off-season work, mini camps, training camps. Time in the off-season is so key for teams and younger players to really come together and be ready for the start of the season. But unfortunately, we haven't really got a real rhythm this year as far as just coming out with great momentum in the off-season, going right into the season with this fantastic momentum. And I think this year we're going to make sure that we come into the next year with really, really strong momentum starting off in the off-season.
Brady?
Ken, you played the game a long time. What do you make of how productive Bobby Wagner has been in year 10?
It's really unique. It's special. It's hard to do. It's hard to play this game for that long at that level, day in and day out, week in and week out, year in and year out. It's one thing to be a great player for 1 or 2 years, 3 or 4 years. The NFL average has always been around 3.5 to 4 years. This young man has done it going on 10. It's just, it isn't a word for it. I think he's really setting a new standard as far as what a high-level middle linebacker, Hall of Fame, sustained excellence over a long period of time. He's really set a new bar for guys. You hear guys come in and they play 2 or 3 good years and they had a good career. This kid is going and he's still getting better. There's still more out there. So it's he's not done yet. There's a few things he has left to do, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Thank you.
Michael Sean?
Ken, how unique is Rasheem's skill set in being a guy like, rush the passer as a 5, 3, play the run the way he does? Is that like a unique skill set among D linemen?
No doubt. You can see his versatility across the line. I mean, he was playing inside for us all last year, and we really made a big move to move him outside this year, and he just really blossomed to be an edge setter, a pass rusher, and then his ability and his experience from years previous playing inside has really gave him great confidence. And now to watch his growth, and he's only 24 years old, and he's done all this football, and just think about what he has left in front of him. He's only tipping just the tip of the iceberg of where his confidence, where his game is going to go. It's just amazing. He can play inside, he can play outside, he can set the edge. You also see him dropping in coverage. He's smart. It's just amazing where he is, and the ceiling. There's no limits to how good he can be.
Was all that evident on his college tape too?
Oh no. You knew he had the length. You knew he had the speed. You knew he had the body. But you have to get inside his mind. You have to see what his work ethic is, what his commitment to work is. See how he works with other people. If he wants to be a really, really good player. If he's committed to doing the things that the good players do, and he's all of that.
Thanks. All right, thanks, Coach. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.